Say morning to all of you. And it is Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center. My good friends, Matt Wagner and Rachel Fender. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Good, good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Oh my gosh. Poor Matt. I'm just going to start off with this. We're just going to get this out of the way, Matt.
Yep.
Get it out of the way because there's a 30-degree overnight temperature next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that going to do for you?
So Monday night, they're calling for 31. Tuesday night, like 36. Anything below 37 creates frost. The dew turns into frost crystals, and if we go down to 31, now we're worried about tissue freeze. It's supposed to be that way from 3:30 in the morning to 8:30. 5 hours is long enough to freeze the leaves off the plants. So we're going to be doing a lot of covering. We'll put big blankets, cloth blankets over top of everything that's low to the ground and try to weight it down so the wind doesn't blow it off. And then a lot of the larger trees, we can't protect everything because we have 6 acres there, but we do have one large hoop house. So we'll be selective on what we choose. But like the Japanese maples that have red leaves, they look terrible when they get burned. It doesn't
Ooh.
kill the tree, but it just makes it not look as good as it
Yeah,
should.
right, right.
And so on Saturday, we running bucket loads up and putting all of these trees inside a hoop house till the hoop house is full, and then we'll leave them in there for 2 days and then pull them out again
It's
on
kind of like Noah and
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we
Put
have
it
to
in,
and
save,
then
pull
the
it
other
out.
save
ones
them.
had to have to stay outside and get cold.
And
Yeah.
most of them, a lot of things
They're
will
fine.
be.
Yeah.
Yes, if they're, and especially if they are covered too.
And there comes a certain point where as the Japanese maple pushes its leaf out, when it's all the way out and flattened out, it actually can handle quite a bit. It's just in that early process, just as they first start to push out of the buds, that leaf is so soft and so sensitive to cold. So if you have a weeping Japanese maple at the house, it wouldn't be a terrible to take an old bed sheet or something
Yeah.
like that and cover it. Do not use plastic. I've
Right.
had people use tarps before. The frost will transfer right through the tarp and still cause damage. You do want to use some type of cloth material.
And yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you
Mhm.
have if something you just planted or whatever, you should be
Yes.
protecting it, right?
Yes.
I was
yeah.
opening a pond yesterday and I noticed that somebody had planted some geraniums in
Oh,
their
no.
planters. I was like, yeah,
That's a big no-no.
touchy.
Those are
Yes,
those are
I
yeah.
not
don't
going to
even
be
know
good.
if covering those would be enough, and it was a big, heavy cast iron planter that I
You're
don't
not
believe
taking
gets
inside.
moved. Probably not.
Luckily, they're probably
So-
not rooted yet, so they can.
No, so
Okay,
it
so
might not
hopefully
be a
they do
bad
that.
idea to pop that out, put it back in the hanging basket, and put it in the garage for
Yeah.
2 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the
'Cause-
warm weather tricks everybody.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even like the the perennials and stuff that have been, a lot of it has been forced into a greenhouse, and pushing new growth. So it's not a bad idea to cover it, even though it would be okay. It's just like the maples; they would just get a little damaged.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It
it's not a
generally
bad
doesn't
idea to
kill
cover 'em.
them. It just disfigures them, so they're not as pretty as
yes.
they could be.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and we definitely don't want that.
Well,
there.
we
No.
are live on Facebook right now, live on our YouTube channel as well, and we're live on the radio too.
Yeah, hey.
You can call us at 330-450-1480 or send an email to pcook@whbc.com. And I did get an email from Kim already, who actually sent a picture and says, "Good morning. I bought this dwarf butterfly bush last fall at Roars, planted it early November. Didn't make it through the winter, but there is a little bit of growth around the bottom. What do you think?"
So this is very common with butterfly bush when we have a true Ohio winter where we're extremely cold. My neighbor's got some butterfly bush around his deck that he planted probably 5 years ago, and these things have massive trunks on them. His even died to the ground this year. So a butterfly bush some years is going to leave its stem structure above ground and it'll leaf back out off that stem structure. But this year with the super cold winter, most of them did die back to the ground. It will take some pretty heat to turn those back on, and it's very important that you fertilize them heavy. You want to use like that all season fertilizer, put a good dose down. As we get into May, you can even use like a quick release, like a Jack's Bloom Booster or something
Yeah.
like that on it, which is like the Red Bull of fertilizers. So you've got that
Give it a
really quick
kick.
feed and kick it back into gear. Remember, the root system, if it was 3 foot tall last year, even though it died back to the ground, it can regenerate and be 3 foot tall again this year because it's got enough root system to draw up to feed a plant of that size.
All right. So I hope that helps because, we're in that iffy
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Yeah,
Certain
right.
things
Playing
have
that
come.
game,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of plants that come later. Butterfly bush are one of them. Need to to wake those up in the spring than it does other plant species. So if you take pruner, edge of your pruners or your thumbnail and you scratch the bark and it's not green underneath the outer edge of the bark, go a little lower on that same stem. And if you chase it all the way back to the ground and there's no green, there's no reason to leave it. Trim that off. That butterfly bush should come back from the ground. I do see that she's got green coming from the base there.
Right,
So
right.
if the top isn't green, you have to scratch it with your thumbnail to see, or the edge of the pruner blade, but trim that off to about 3 or 4 inches above the ground and let the plant regenerate from its system.
All right, and I did that with ranges in my yard. I think mine are not the cone ones; they're
Yeah,
the round.
they're the round ones. Yeah.
And the sticks, which
Yep.
are like 9 feet tall,
Yeah.
but they, they almost felt like they were going to be hollow.
Yeah.
I ended up like snapping one off, and then I looked, and there was green down there.
Yep. So they're
So yeah.
Yeah,
they're
getting that
still
dead
green.
out.
Like,
So you don't. I mean, they're green, so you just leave it go.
leave it go for now. So most of the hydrangea in the Macrophylla family did have some tip dieback this winter because it was a pretty good winter. I was checking mine at home the other day. The color of green at the tip isn't great, but if you come down like 4 to 6 inches, then it's the right color green.
Okay.
So we will probably have to do some trimming on those. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait another couple weeks. And as the foliage starts to come out, the foliage is going to tell you where it's alive to. It'll come up.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
like
you'll
6
see.
inches below, the leaves will start
You'll
to
see a
push out and
stick.
form, and then it'll just be a stick above that. Then we'll get in there real quick during that 1 or 2 week period and trim all that
Oh,
dead out.
good. I'm so glad you said that. Because
Yeah, if you're worried, just wait. The plant will tell you where to trim.
Okay.
A lot of the old canes at the ground, if you scratch them, you'll see they're brown. Those can be trimmed right out.
all right. And then I took a picture. So my magnolia tree, which I trimmed and everything, but very happy about it. The leaves are coming out. This is from a few days ago, and the leaves look much better now. But the poor flowers, that's all they did was.
Yeah, we got cold a couple
Yeah.
nights when the magnolias opened up, and so when we get that
Not
late
much you can
cold
do about
snap,
that one.
It's not
Yeah.
because I trimmed it.
nothing to do with you. That was an entire environmental weather situation.
Yeah.
And I will say this, my magnolia at home has scale. Scale is a small bug that occasionally gets on magnolias. It's one of the things magnolias can get. It's not super common, but it does happen. So I'm going to be treating mine with a granular insecticide.
Okay.
I'll basically put it around the base, and it works just like the all-season fertilizer. It'll get drawn up into the sap system and protect the tree from the inside out.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
a white speck.
Yeah.
They're on the magnolia. They're usually a little bit bigger, but like on the base of or like the crotch
On
of
the actual hard bark branches. It's not on the foliage generally. It's
Okay,
on
it's
the
on the-
actual
on the
stem.
actual-
Yeah, and they're
Okay.
usually
And
where the
ones that are on
branches
mine are black.
meet together. Oh yeah, they can be black too.
Yep.
So yeah, they like to camouflage too. There's a lot of different kinds of scale. So
Yeah. There's my crazy magnolia. I'm showing a picture of
Yay.
it to Matt right now. It's just kinda, and I think that this tree. I'm sorry, I'm taking up his time looking at my
That's okay.
picture, but I think
hey, it's like an email.
isn't that a dogwood tree right there?
And behind there,
Yeah, right here. Isn't that a dogwood tree?
it does look like a dogwood, yes.
Okay, I never knew it was, and now
Got some white
I-
flowers.
it,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
you can-
it got some white flowers. I'm like, oh, that is a dogwood.
So
Yeah,
the
so-
early blooming dogwoods are kind of doing their thing right now. Blooming dogwoods like your Coosa crosses, which would be like stellar pink, rosy teacup, scarlet fire, a couple white Coosa crosses, Venus, starlight. These trees are going to bloom a little bit later. The advantage of that is they generally miss the frost. So a lot of times when people come in, if they're not specifically wanting the old-fashioned dogwood, we'll kind of steer them that other direction because we know they're going to get to enjoy those flowers year after year on a
Yeah.
more regular basis than
Right.
the really early blooming stuff.
okay.
So anything that's got flowers, if we go down to 31 degrees for 6 hours,
Yeah.
it's that bloom cycle significantly.
Oh boy, we hate when that happens,
Yeah.
don't we?
Do
We do.
All right, let us go to the phones right now. We have Julia in Perrytown. You're on the air with Roar's Nursery. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
I have a niece that has a goldfish, and it's in a like a bowl or whatever,
Mhm.
and it's getting too big for that. And I have a. Can she bring that goldfish over and put it into my pond?
Yes, I would probably wait just a little while. So as the pond temperature of the water is going to warm up here over the next 3 to 4 weeks. If we get into the month of May, you should be able to take that goldfish, take some of the water out of the bowl the goldfish is in, put the goldfish in like a clear plastic bag, and then you'll take that outside and you'll actually float it. Just let that bag sit in the pond water, and what it does is it'll slowly adjust the temperature so it doesn't shock the fish. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then after about 5 minutes, then you can add a little your pond water in. That'll also, and then hold it for another couple minutes. And what that'll do is it'll, if there's a large pH difference, it gives the fish a chance to slowly adapt instead of like a shock. Like if you were to jump into a cold lake, it shocks that body. The same
Makes
thing with the
sense.
fish. It kind of gives it a little bit of a transition time before it's released into that new pond.
Now, we have not started feeding our fish yet, and my daughter said that she thought maybe we should wait until after this cold spell. Is that correct?
Yeah, so a lot of people, if they are starting, remember when you start feeding, you don't want to just start to feed every day. You want to work,
I know
work,
that.
yeah, work your way into it. So once the first week, twice the second week. Usually we start feeding last week of April, first week of May. There are some people that feed a little earlier. Now, if your pumps are already running, your water temperature warms up because it picks up that, like if you're running a big waterfalls, that water will pick up that 70-degree air temperature, and it does warm the pond up a little quicker. So I have some customers that are starting to feed now, but again, they're going to work their way into feeding on a daily basis. They don't just start to feed right off the bat. When we first start the ponds up, we want to add bacteria. The bacteria will break down any leaves that got through the net. And then after a week or two, then we'll start to add some of the algicide to control the algae in the pond as well.
Okay. Thank you, and have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Great
Thanks for the
questions.
call.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thank you. All right, again, you can give us a call at 330-450-1480. Send an email to pcook@whbc.com. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. It is Let's Grow Together with Rohr's Nursery and Garden Center.
Hi, it's Angie Rohr with Rohr's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. At Rohr's Nursery, we're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Rohr's Nursery on Everhard Road, Rohr's Nursery on Portage Street, or rohrsnursery.com.
Ventrac. Or precision performance. Designed with your tough jobs in mind, Ventrac compact tractors from Bears Lawn and Garden handle everything from mowing, preparing seedbeds, trenching, tilling, leaf collection, and more for a year-round tractor. Whether you're a grounds care professional or a large property owner, Ventrac will give you expert results to conquer all your tasks quickly and efficiently. Feel the difference when you get in the seat of a Ventrac today at Bears Lawn and Garden in North Canton, or call 330-94544.
Live beautifully with luxurious Kerastan flooring. During the National Kerastan Month Style Meets Savings event, you can relish the beauty of Kerastan flooring for less at Hosner Carpet One. Get stylish Kerastan floors with up to $1,000 rebate back and reduced prices on select Kerastan styles with 24 months interest-free financing, making it easier to enjoy your new floor today. See store for details. Experience the luxury of Kerastan carpet, hardwood, and luxury vinyl during Kerastan's Style Meets Savings at Hosner Carpet One, Stark County's preferred flooring store for over 60 years.
Time is ticking and your dream is waiting. This is Steve Struckle, mortgage loan originator at the Commercial and Savings Bank. We understand that buying a home can be overwhelming, but with CSB, it's easier than ever. We offer a range of options, whether you're looking to buy, build, refinance, or improve your home. Our mortgage lenders will guide you every step of the way. Visit our website at csb1.com to apply online today and turn your dream into reality. The Commercial and Savings Bank, where homeownership begins. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here it comes.
Surprise! There's an avocado shortage! Now half your food truck menu is costing more than it's making you! Also, you're out of napkins!
Those aren't cheap! Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost money. But a good surprise? Saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, an ice cream truck stole your parking spot! Looks like you're in a turf war!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
And welcome back to Let's Grow Together. Pam Cook with you. Matt and Rachel from Rohr's are here taking your calls, 330-450-1480. And also, of course, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Before we get to the pictures, I want to ask you, and I said, speaking of purple flowers, okay, so yeah, dandelions all over my yard.
Yes.
And purple flowers, what are those?
They're wild violets, most likely.
Yep.
Yeah, So
They're very pretty,
They
but
are,
they don't look
yeah.
good in my yard.
The definition of a weed is a plant growing where you don't want it.
Okay,
yeah.
so it is a weed
Judgment,
then.
yeah.
That is
Technically,
if it's
yeah.
in the yard, if it's in
If
a
you don't
flower
like
bed,
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you probably like it, don't you, Rachel?
I do.
Yeah.
I let I'm that neighbor. Like I am. I'm sorry.
We have a
But-
caller. We're going to get to the calls and take your calls at 330-450-1480 because, oh gosh, is it too late to put any, like,
No.
put-
It's actually the chemicals that we put down on dandelions and clovers and chickweed and oxalis and the violets and ground ivy that actually works the best in May, but I do know a lot of guys who do start to apply it now. You can apply it now. Remember, the plant is drawing energy up from the root system and making that top grow. And when you start to see the dandelions go from yellow to white, that's when it's drawing back down into the root system. So that's the most effective time to have your best likelihood of killing the root system.
Okay. Okay.
But do people put it on now to be ahead of it? Yes.
Okay. And how do you apply it?
So there's a granular that you can put down. If you're using the granular, it's imperative that you use it the right way. You have to make sure the ground's wet from like a dew or a rain. You don't want it to rain for 20 hours. And the reason you want the grass and the weeds wet is so that the powder will stick to the foliage.
Okay.
Now, if you're using a liquid, all of that's out the window. You don't have to worry about that because you're adding the moisture to make it stick to the foliage. And then again, you do not want it to rain for 24 hours
So-
afterwards.
The granular, you use a spreader.
Yes, you would use a spreader, and a lot of times granular is what we're using if we're treating an acre.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be harder to drag a garden hose around and use a liquid on that. But if you're spot treating, sometimes people would just use like a hose end sprayer that hooks to your garden hose where you can put it down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
those are already.
Yeah, they
They
pre-mix
pre-
it.
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no
Yeah.
mixing.
It
Mhm.
siphons up at the right rate, and the biggest thing with those is make sure you shake it up really good before you get started. The other option is sometimes I'll do it at my house. I'll put it like a concentrated chemical into a pump sprayer, and I'll just go around and spot treat.
Okay. Well, there's no spot treating this.
Yeah. If it's a large area, that,
One big spot. Huh?
Yeah, the
Yeah, exactly.
the granular may be a way to go.
All right. Okay. Let's go back to the phones. And we have Tom in Massillon. You are on the air with Roar's Nursery. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
Last year, my hybrid tea roses didn't bloom well. The plants were big and husky, but they didn't bloom very much. And you guys told me that there was probably a lack of phosphorus in the soil.
Correct.
So what do I do about that?
Okay, so there's two different fertilizers I'm going to recommend you use on roses. Roses are like my lab at home. He's always hungry, and the roses are always hungry. They will eat and eat some more. So I would recommend using like the all seasons fertilizer you hear us talk a lot on the radio show. It's a 6-month slow release, but then there's a second product you can add. It's called triple super phosphate. In the middle number, which is what's responsible for making the plant bloom. But roses also need nitrogen, so that's why I would use the all-season fertilizer. It'll feed it for the entire growing season, and then you could put the granular. They're both granulars. You could put the triple super phosphate down to really encourage heavy blooming as well.
How much and how often do I?
So on the bag, it'll tell you most of the time with shrubs, we're between 3 and 5 scoops. There's a scooper inside the bag. And with the triple super phosphate, I want to say it's around a quarter cup. I'd have to double check the bag on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's the rate for single shrubs.
How often?
So the nice thing about that is you only have to do the all season once in the spring and you're done. And then the triple super phosphate usually we'll do twice a year, spring and fall.
I did the triple superphosphate last year, and I used the Jack's Bloom Booster.
Mhm.
Okay.
It had good results. So
How old are the plants?
how old?
Yeah.
Well, they've been there for a while, but
Okay.
and until last year they bloomed just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it does sound like there's a lot of depletion of phosphorus. So, and especially depending on when you put that in the soil too, they're really sucking it up now. So you should see results this year. And again, you can use the Bloom Booster. I would say like in the middle of the season, you can use that a couple times.
anytime you
Really,
water.
anytime you want to water. Yeah,
Yep.
it's not going to hurt.
You put the Bloom Booster on when they're about to bloom, or what?
You can do them as they're setting buds. But really, just anytime you need to water, honestly.
Early, mid-May.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, but then what?
The granulars can go down now. Yep.
What's that? What?
The granular fertilizer I would put down now, the stuff you're going to mix into the powder that goes into the water, the liquid, that liquid I would wait till probably mid-May to do. But the granular fertilizers absolutely can go down now.
Okay, and then the bloom booster that I've been putting it on once a week, is that a good?
Yes, yeah. It only lasts for about 5 to 7 days, so that's perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, during the growing season, that's a good
A
thing
good
to do.
fertilizer to use. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Great
Thanks, Tom.
question.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right, again, 330-450-1480 is the number to call. So Matt always sends me pictures, nursery pictures and pond
Sneak peeks.
pictures and
Greenhouse
pictures.
Perennial
And so
pictures.
we're going to start off. I posted these on Facebook, so you can check them out. But if you're watching us on our Facebook Live, we'll have them on there as well. So it'll show up on YouTube, and you can check them out whenever. But these are the ones. Are these pansies? Is that what that is? What is that?
Pansies or violas?
Yes, those are violas, actually.
Violas.
Yes,
Oh,
those
okay.
are which are similar to a pansy. They're just a little bit smaller.
A little
so, but
different
those
than
are
the viola that's in your
Yeah,
yard.
that's in my yard.
yes,
Right,
yes.
I
So
know.
they do kind of.
But it
they
does
are
sorta
related,
look like
but
that,
yes,
yeah.
they are related. But yes,
mini
but these will
version.
not seed and they stay in a nice clump. But those are perennial.
Okay. And then what do we have here? Oh, that's a
So they're-
peony. Isn't this a peony?
Nope,
Nope,
that's our
Yeah,
Sea thrift.
Armeria, sea thrift. Yeah, and actually,
I'm over 2.
No, it's okay. I got a peony one coming. You'll get it.
You'll get the next one. Yeah. No, but actually, that is it's also called sea thrift. And I've heard it grows wild in like Ireland, like along the coast and stuff. It's
okay.
very salt
Okay.
tolerant, so it's really good like around mailboxes or something like that. But it's very low to the ground. Has that cute little pom pom flower on
It
the top.
In the
does.
background of
Ground cover.
that, you see the phlox back there. The
The
phlox, is
phlox,
starting to
yes, and in
bloom,
the
yeah.
middle, I think in between those is my favorite ground cover, creeping thyme. I love
Okay.
creeping
Isn't
thyme.
that pretty?
Yeah. So.
All right. Okay. Well, and that's a peony.
There you
There
go.
you go. Yes, it is.
Yay, Pam! Yay!
That is actually an they cross of a tree and a bush, so it does get
A little
woody.
larger, yeah.
Yes, it will get actually a little bit. Over time, it can get about 4 feet tall.
Oh, no kidding.
And the flowers are exceptionally larger
Well,
and
they don't
quite
last,
different.
They don't last long, do
They
they?
don't last long though.
I
No,
hate that.
these are very good bloomers,
Some
like
of the
longer
best flowers
bloomers.
are
though.
short-lived.
They
This-
are.
yep.
It's terrible.
I
Makes
know.
me
I love
mad.
bearded iris, and I mean
Yeah,
they're
my
gone in
crab
a
apple
second.
at home, when it blooms, I'm like, oh, I love that. And then like 5
Goodbye.
days later,
Yeah.
okay. see
Turn
you next-
around.
See you
Not
next
with you.
spring.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to, before we take our news break, we'll go to the phones and bring in Al in Plain Township. How are you, sir?
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
Al.
I'll have you know that all of my 20 shrubs that I bought from Roars last year, everything came up.
Good,
Yay.
good, yay.
Good.
Oh, yeah, putting the leaves around the eclipse hydrangea, everything, it worked. It
Good.
Awesome. And-
so, and the eclipse, I leave them alone right now. Right?
Are the leaves coming out on that one yet?
Yes, I'm just starting to
Okay.
get stuff popping.
Cover them Sunday night with a blanket or a piece of burlap because we're going to get cold enough to freeze the leaves on them. So I would cover those coming up Monday night and Tuesday night.
Al, ask how I'm dying to know how your fig made it. Did it make it?
Today we bringing it up today. A buddy of mine's coming over. I want some supervision because he's done a lot of them, and so
Oh wow.
digging it up.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to digging it up today, and hope that it might have buds on it under the ground.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
I'm anxious to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are too.
Yes, I'm very, very curious.
I'll keep you posted. Yeah.
Great.
So anyway, yeah. So it's all good. The garlic's up 10 inches.
Nice.
95% of my all-season fertilizer down, which makes a huge difference.
It
And
does.
The only other question I have is, and I have to be careful how I say this. I love my neighbors, okay, but they don't treat their yard. They don't treat their yard. So I've got everything blowing over.
Yep.
So, I'm one of them nuts. If I get a dandelion, I can pick them out. I mean, I'm crazy with it. But, I am going to try your spray this year. Do I have to wait for a higher temperature? And I thought I heard you say May, because I am going to try to spray my yard, because I know I'm going to get some of their weeds coming over.
Yeah.
So wait till May?
Yeah, that's generally you're going to be more effective at killing the root system. If you just want to burn the top of the plant back, that can also be effective to do it right now. So it just depends on your level of patience. You can always spray it now, and if it does resurge, you can just use a spot sprayer and just up in the yard and
Okay.
hit the ones that happen to pop back up later.
Can you do a pre-emergent, or is it too late for that?
Dandelions
Oh,
come
yeah.
back from root,
Well,
so they're
yeah, I guess
the
I was thinking.
pre-emergent won't
I was
help
just
there.
thinking of seeds mostly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Too late.
It sounds good. You said it kills most of all weeds.
Yeah, it's got a huge list of leaves.
Try your spray. I'm going to do your spray this year.
All right. You won't be disappointed. That's what I use
Well-
at my house, and it just makes it easier.
You don't have barrels and barrels of violets or violas or whatever the heck I have in my yard, so.
Well,
He's
my
like,
one neighbor's got those blue violets everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lord.
so do I. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, 'cause I do too, and I don't do anything about it. But I'm far enough away from my
Yeah,
neighbors.
from you.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
All right.
So anyway, I'll keep you all posted with the fig. Keep,
Yeah, let us know about the
Great.
fig.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Have a
Thanks,
good one, Al.
Take care.
Bye-bye. All right, we're going to take for the news, and of course, you can give us a call, 330-450-1480. It is Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center.
Hi, it's Angie Roar with Roar's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. We're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Roar's Nursery on Everhard Road, Roar's Nursery, or roarsnursery.com.
Hey, North Canton, your mornings just got sweeter. Doco Donuts and Coffee, now open at 1653 North Main Street in North Canton. Locally owned and made fresh from scratch daily, Doco serves up warm, handcrafted donuts and creative specialty flavors you won't find anywhere else. Pair it with a coffee made just the way you like it, and you've made the perfect morning combo. Swing in for a quick treat, meet friends for coffee, or grab a dozen for the office. Fresh flavor, friendly faces, made daily. Doco Donuts and Coffee, now open in North Canton.
North Canton, here's your chance to treat yourself for less. Doco Donuts and Coffee is now featured on 330 Deals, and you can grab $50 worth of donuts and coffee for just $25. That's half off, fresh, made from scratch favorites, from classic donuts to one-of-a-kind specialty creations. Perfect for your morning routine, the office, or sharing with friends. But don't wait, these deals go fast. Head to 330deals.com now and grab yours before they're gone. Doco Donuts and Coffee in North Canton, fresh, local, and made daily.
Saving money is awesome. Saving money on items you actually use? Fantastic. Hi, Paul White for the Half Off on Out by Store in Louisville. If you think you'll find the same low prices, huge variety, or great customer service at any other store, you'd be wrong. Stop into our store in Louisville and see what great deals we have. On our Facebook page at Half Off Store to see super specials. Why pay full price? Come and experience the Half Off on Out by Store in Louisville, next to the Medicine Center Pharmacy.
Warmer weather and outstanding rates on a new or used vehicle loan at Friends and Family Credit Union. How low can we go? How about 3.99% APR up to 76 months? That's 3.99% APR up to 76 months on a new or used car, truck, or motorcycle. Get behind the wheel of the ride you want with a fantastic rate of 3.99% APR up to 76 months at Friends and Family Credit Union. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
Grab me a new Cross Match Bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said Match Bingo Cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's sold at retail counters. The one with over $15 million in prizes? Cross Match Bingo.
One Cross Bingo match coming up.
However you say it, Cross Match Bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more fun. Lottery plays are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Spring is the perfect time to upgrade your water, and right now at Ferndale Water Experts, get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of any twin tank water softener. Visit ferndalewater.com today.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the WHBC newsroom, Canton police say a woman found dead in Stark County has now been identified. It happened around 2:45 Tuesday afternoon when officers responded to the 1600 block of 3rd Street Southeast after a 911 caller reported to be a human body near a creek. Canton Fire paramedics transported the victim to the Stark County Coroner's office. Authorities later identified the woman as 46-year-old Charisse Otis of Canton. A federal jury in Manhattan found that Live Nation and its subsidiary, Ticketmaster, illegally monopolized the concert ticket market yesterday, using their dominant position to squeeze out rivals and overcharge consumers. Now it is up to a judge to determine what the punishment will be. In sports, the Guardians lost to the Cardinals yesterday afternoon 5-3. They will host the Orioles tonight. 6:10 is the first pitch right here on 1480 WHBC.
Blooming Bucks. Our massive cash giveaway, sponsored by Osner Carpet One for all your flooring needs. Text the keywords to our text line, 844-833-8221.
And this hour's keyword, WIND, wind. Text it to 844-833-8221.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Today will be breezy and very warm with variable cloudiness. Expect a couple of showers and a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, bringing localized damaging wind gusts, hail, and flooding downpours. The high will reach 76 degrees. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with a few showers and a thunderstorm. Gusty winds and small hail may accompany any downpour with a low of 55. Tomorrow will be warm with a mix of clouds and sunshine, reaching a high of 76. The AccuWeather forecast. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center. Pam, Matt, and Rachel here. And we've been talking plants and trees and yards and all kinds of things. You can call us 330-450-1480. Send an email if you would like. I'd be happy to read it, and these guys can answer the question. So we're going to get back to some of the pictures you sent. And if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you'll see the pictures that we're talking about. But if you remember, Matt, we've been talking about all kinds of things, and now it's fun time, right?
It is. It's time to get them opened up. We started opening up a lot of our customers' ponds the last 2 weeks here, and the goal is to try to have them all opened up by the first week of May. As we continue to warm up here, even though we're only going to be cold for 2 days next week, 2 short days of being cold isn't going to hurt the ponds. If they're already up and running, don't worry about it. The ponds can take a day or two of cold. What we don't want to see is 3 weeks of cold. Yeah. So one of the pictures you're looking at here is this is our fish food. And so we have a growth and color fish food and an all-season fish food. The all-season, of course, can be fed anytime. The growth and color, a lot of times it's a little bigger pellet, so if you have larger fish, and it's also designed to help bring out the colors in the fish.
All right, and
so that picture there is a Ramapo or purple gem rhododendron. I think it's purple gem rhododendron.
I was thinking I skipped one, but maybe I did.
There it is. Okay, it's a salt. So and people come in all the time. They're like, "Why do you need salt? Why do you need salt in the pond?" And if you go back one picture, it's on that picture board. There you go.
There you go.
That is important because the electrolytes that are in the slime coating of the fish, you know how fish are slimy when you touch them? Mm-hmm. That's part of their immune system. Yep. The electrolytes that are in salt actually make up about 80% of that slime coating. So we add a little salt to the water. Now, you can't just add any salt. Iodized salt would kill the fish. Water softener, it's got heavy metals in it, could kill the fish. So you want to use an evaporated sea salt or a pond salt designed specifically for it. And it have an anticoagulant in it, which is very, very important because the anti-clumping agents can be toxic to the fish. So you got to know what kind of salt you're putting in. And you only do this generally once in the spring and once in the fall. It's not something you have to do on the regular, but it is one of the things, kind of like when we take vitamin C, from getting sick. Right. This is kind of like hedging your odds. Salt's very inexpensive. From having a sickness. And when do we get sick? When the temperatures go 70 and then 30 and then 70 and then 30. That's the same thing. They're outside in that environment all the time. So it stresses the fish. Salt is one of the stress reducers.
All right, we'll go to 64. By the way, okay, so this is a picture of my yard. No. It's purple flowers. Purple flowers are just coming at me. They're coming at me.
So that's a purple gem rhododendron. It's a dwarf compact rhododendron. the ones that he's showing up on Facebook right now, those are pond pictures.
Okay.
So those are floating islands. Those are perennial floating islands, which means we potted those last summer and they went through the winter, and this is how they look as they're waking up in the spring.
And those are in the water all the time.
Yep, they are in
Oh,
the water.
okay.
They froze
Yeah,
in the
he's
water.
got stuff.
Yeah, they
Certain
froze.
things work and certain
Yep.
things don't.
No
He's always
kidding.
experimenting with, you
Yep.
know, certain perennials, and those are very
and
tough.
like there's a really good growing perennial called Blue Star Creeper, Isotoma.
Yes,
I think
yeah.
Latin on that one. So they do really great in a perennial environment, but they die in the ponds in the winter.
No
And-
kidding.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
And I don't know why,
Wow.
other than maybe it's the excessive moisture. Normally they love the excessive
Yeah.
moisture, but there's other plants that you'll
That's
see
funny.
in those floating islands. Like we've got, most people know of 2 or 3 types of ajuga. There's actually probably
lot now,
15
too.
different, 20 different types of ajuga. We've got one called Parrot's Paradise. That's the orange one in the front right corner there. There's another one called Tropical Toucan, Cordial Canary, Chocolate Chip. So there's a lot of different, and they're all getting ready to bloom right now. They have this beautiful bluish purple flower.
Yeah, and they're a really good ground cover, but they do really well in the pond too.
And I think some of these pictures are these the ones you sent me this
Yes,
week?
yep.
Okay.
So that is called Pieris japonica. It has got a white bell clusters of flowers that kind of hang down, and it's got bright neon red new growth. So just as the flowers finish up on that plant is when the new growth flushes out, and you can see the red just starting. Now these will
Yeah.
definitely have to be covered or brought inside this weekend. Most of our shrubs at the trees are going to, especially the potted stuff, is going to be a week or two ahead of what's happening at your homes in the ground, because in the ground your root system's warming up very slowly, but up at our nursery, everything above ground, I mean, the root system was 74 degrees yesterday, 75 degrees.
Yeah.
So it kind of gets things speeding up a little quicker than they happen naturally in the ground. So we'll have to cover these things and protect them on Monday and Tuesday nights.
They almost look like a starfish.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The bloom itself.
Yeah,
you
they
see
do.
that,
Yeah, like I looked at it real quick. I was like, oh my goodness, that's so pretty looking. Okay, and then these.
So those are pyramidal bulbs. They're just a
Mhm.
really popular evergreen, pretty low maintenance. Trim them once a year, fertilize them once a year with the all season, and you're done.
Yeah, and those can
Keep going. There was one I wanted to talk about. That's candy corn. That's a new spirea. It has this
Yellow.
orange new growth and yellow backdrop to it.
beautiful.
Really cool. And then
It's the same numbers, Nick. Just keep following the numbers, man. This is
Okay.
52,
I can
actually.
talk what he's showing up there.
Yeah, we can
All right.
see those as well.
So those are azaleas that Nick's got up on the camera over there, and those are Karen, and then a white azalea, and then a red one called Stuart Stony.
Pretty, really
Very
pretty.
hardy. And azaleas are one of the ones we talk about in the fall. You want to spray with wilt proof. You want to protect that foliage. All right, let's see what else you got there, Nick. All right, so that is a lilac called Declaration. It's a really deep. So most lilacs
can
are kind of
smell
like
that,
a
like-
light purple.
Oh, it smells so
Yeah,
good.
and it's a very deep, vivid purple. Go ahead and go to the next one. Let's see what we got here.
It's a surprise.
Okay, so that's gold cone. That's a
Okay.
type of juniper. Gold cone juniper stays very small, and then I think the next one we'll have a picture of should be called Sting. Sting is a new type of arborvitae. That's it right there.
There you go.
So the sting arborvitae right there is a plant that is very unique in its growth habit. Will get 15 to 20 foot tall and 18 inches wide.
Oh, wow.
Looks like
So
a
it's-
green
it's-
telephone
That's
pole.
pretty much as it is
yeah,
now. Huh?
Yeah, it's about 12 inches wide there. So it's only going to get about 6 inches wider, but it can reach 15 to 20 foot tall.
That's a
So
good
if you're
name for
looking
it.
for, sting, it's kind of like a stinger on a bee. And that's just, again, some of the newest items that they're growing plants to fit. Our properties are getting smaller. Privacy borders. I mean, you don't want a plant that takes up 12 feet of your backyard. You
Right.
want something that's going to create privacy, or an accent piece next to a chimney to break up that tall brick look. You could put a plant in a very narrow bed there that's going to, break up that brick look, so it kind of softens the hardscape around the house.
And make sure that what the name of that one, candy corn? Is that what you said?
Candy corn spirea,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
When you go to Roars, when you go to visit Roars, ask for that or about that because
Yeah.
it's very, very
It's
pretty.
very pretty plant.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
it has a couple different like flushes of growth like
Yeah.
throughout the season, so it's got really pretty foliage.
All right, this one comes from Betsy. This email comes from Betsy. It says, I was going to plant grass seed in a few bare spots today. Should I wait, or is the ground going to stay warm enough? Thank you.
So mine is starting to germinate at home. I put it down a couple weeks ago, and there's no harm with putting it down early. When the environment's right, it's going to germinate and grow. So some people that have a shitty area, it might be a week out yet. If you're in a sunny area, it's ready to germinate and grow now. So it's not going to hurt it if you put it down and say you're early. Not going to hurt a thing. Just put it down. Make sure you put some soil or sweet peat over the top of it. It'll help kind of mat it down and make sure it sticks. If we get one of those gully washer rains, it won't wash away then. It should stay put. If you're on a steep bank, I might wait another week just to make sure that ground is warm enough, because there we need it to come up really fast so that the rains don't wash it.
Yeah, but these upcoming cold temperatures shouldn't.
No,
affect
because
it
we're
at
only
all.
going to be cold for a little while, and the ground is
The
going to be
ground
much
will be
warmer
warm.
than
You're
the
right.
air.
Yeah.
Right.
So you'll have germination starting to happen there no matter what now.
All right, very good. Well, let's take our final break. And again, we still have time for some phone calls, 330-450-1480.
Hi, it's Angie Rohr with Rohr's Nursery. Spring is finally here. It's time to get outside and bring your home and garden back to life. At Rohr's Nursery, we're proud to be a family-owned and operated full-service landscape company, dedicated to serving our community with quality, care, and attention to detail. Let our experts help you. Call today for your free estimate or stop by our greenhouse and retail shop to get inspired. Rohr's Nursery on Everhard Road, Rohr's Nursery on Portage Street, or rohrsnursery.com.
Ventrac, power, precision, performance. Designed with your tough in mind, Ventrac compact tractors from Bears Lawn and Garden handle everything from mowing, preparing seedbeds, trenching, tilling, leaf collection, and more for a year-round tractor. Whether you're a grounds care professional or a large property owner, Ventrac will give you expert results to conquer all your tasks quickly and efficiently. Feel the difference when you get in the seat of a Ventrac today at Bears Lawn and Garden in North Canton, or call 330-499-4544.
Grab me a new cross-match bingo from the Ohio Lottery.
Sure thing. You said Match Bingo Cross?
No, the newest $10 scratch-off with prizes up to $500,000.
Yeah.
The ticket's so big, it's only sold at retail counters. The one with over $15 million in prizes? Bingo!
One Cross Bingo match coming up.
However you say it, Cross Match Bingo combines cash word, bingo, and match games all into one for even more. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Live beautifully with luxurious Karastan flooring. During the National Care Month Style Meets Savings event, you can relish the beauty of Karastan flooring for less at Hosner Carpet One. Get stylish Karastan floors with up to $1,000 rebate back and reduced prices on select Karastan styles with 24 months interest-free financing, making it easier to enjoy your new floor today. See store for details. Experience the luxury of Karastan carpet, hardwood, and luxury vinyl during Karastan's Style Meets Savings at Hosner Carpet One, Stark County's preferred flooring store for over 60 years.
Your doctor writes you a prescription and you head to the box store pharmacy to get it filled, only to find out it will be hours or maybe even a day before they can fill it. That is not how we do it at Fulton Drugs and Medicap Pharmacy. In most cases, you will get your prescription right away. We value our customers, so we provide fast, friendly customer service. We also offer free delivery and fair prices on prescriptions. We are your neighbors. Medicap Pharmacy in Massillon and Fulton Drugs in Canton, where you won't wait long for your prescriptions.
Breaking news for your home. Wayday. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Wayday long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Wayday. Shop Wayfair's Wayday from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I didn't switch to Pure Talk just because I wanted to save 50% off the same 5G service I'd been paying twice as much for. I switched because I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that supports our veterans in a meaningful way. Pure Talk also creates American jobs every day by keeping their entire operation in this country. I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
And And welcome back to Let's Grow Together with Roar's Nursery and Garden Center. Matt, Rachel, and Pam. And we're going to go back to the phones right now. We have Tom in Perry Township. You are on the air with Roar's Nursery. Go ahead.
I got a impatient, blooming, and can I prune that?
It's blooming. I'm assuming it's in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can. They'll do fine from that. You can trim it back, and that'll help it get nice and bushy. And you can give it some fertilizer too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That
What
was
kind of
that was an easy
fertilizer?
one.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you can do the all seasons too. And now that it's starting to really wake up and bloom, you can use a liquid like the Jack's Bloom Booster or just an all season or all purpose liquid fertilizer. That's not going to hurt.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for the call.
All right. And again, you can give us a call, 330-450-1480. We have an email from Colleen who says, is it possible to transplant this boxwood? She sent us a picture I showed. It's about 2.5 feet tall, 2 feet wide. And you said?
Absolutely, and this is the time of year where you need to transplant it. Do not wait. Once the growth comes on it, it can still be done, but it's harder on the plant. Your highest likelihood of success is to do it right now. And I will say this, try to get as much of the root system as you can. So you're going to come out from the sides of that plant, try to come out like 4 or 5 inches and dig down. Boxwood generally don't have a tap root, so you should be able to, the root system is probably only going to be within the top foot of the soil. You can dig down and try to dig almost a trench and then come underneath of it, and then you'll be able to pop it up. Sometimes it's too heavy to. What we'll do is once we get it dug free, we'll tip it on its side and slide a tarp underneath it, and then tip it back the other way and pull the tarp the rest of the way through, and then you can get somebody on each corner.
That's great.
Or you can drag it.
Too.
Yeah, or drag it, yeah.
That way the root system doesn't get abused too much. You take it to where the new place is going to go and put it into the ground there. And I would recommend a specific fertilizer when you're transplanting. It's called Biotone. And Biotone's got mycorrhizae and other things in. And it's mainly focused to develop new root growth. Whenever we dig up something and we move it, we really don't want to use a fertilizer to make the top grow. We want to redevelop the roots in that new soil. And then later we'll worry about fertilizing the top. But right off the bat, that Biotone, move it to the new area, soak it in really good, put the bottom down, then soak it in good, and you should be good.
And you mentioned about the ivy,
yeah,
right?
So there's some ivy growing at the bottom there. Yeah. So as you dig it up, you'll be able to easier to pull that ivy out. But I would try to pull the ivy out. You really don't want the ivy competing with the plant.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right. So yeah, and that looks like a nice little boxwood, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the good thing about transplanting anything right now is the ground is really soft. It's very workable. So
easy to dig them up, easy to move them, to redig the new hole. Definitely wouldn't want to move that in the middle of summer when we're into a 90-degree drought.
Yeah, it would stress it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be successful, but your odds would go way down.
All right, again, 330-450-1480 is the number to call, and you can also send an email to pcook@whbc.com. And I don't remember. We were talking about the ponds, and the woman was talking about the goldfish. But most people are they opening the ponds right now?
They're just getting them opened up now. I mean, we were pretty cold last week. We were down to 24.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're complaining about the 31, but we're it's still an advantage over a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's much shorter periods of time that we're being cold. So yes, it is good to go ahead and get them opened up now. I will put this word of caution out there. Do not put an algicide in the day you open your pond up. You want to let the pond run for a while. The algicide is going to do its job. It's going to go in there and it's going to kill all the algae. The problem is if the pump hasn't been running and oxygenating the water, as the algae dies and decomposes, it consumes oxygen in the rotting process. And so what we want to do before we add that algicide is make sure the pond's fully oxygenated.
Okay.
We don't want to start from an oxygenated deprived water system and then take even more oxygen out of it with killing the algae. So I would definitely let it run 24, 48 hours minimum before I would make that first algae treatment. You can add beneficial bacteria. It's highly recommended. If you add that this time of year, so the cold winter does kill some of the bacteria out of the water column, so we want to add that back in. And a small bottle will treat most ponds for a whole year.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need a lot of it.
And again, just so people, we were talking when we first came on the air, in case you're just joining us or joined later, you know, the temperature is going to go down.
It is.
It is. So we want to be careful, protect any of the cold sensitive plants, anything with flowers that's closer to the ground. You do not want to use plastic. Do not use plastic or a tarp on top of it unless the tarp's a canvas type material. You want to use burlap, old bed sheets, anything of a cloth material. It will do two things. One, it'll trap heat from the ground because we've been 70 degrees.
Yeah.
It'll be 75 again today. That ground is warming up. And when we cover a plant with a cloth, it traps that heat that's radiating up from the ground. So even though the air temperature is 31 degrees, it may not go below 39 degrees under that tarp or under that cloth.
Gotcha.
So you do want to make sure that you cover some of the plants to protect the flowers. If not, they're going to be done.
Yeah, like a lot of like the newer stuff that, you know, anything that you have just bought this year type stuff.
And
too,
if
so
you
a lot of-
planted annuals outside, I'd try to bring them back in if they're in a planter that's movable.
Yes,
they are
'cause-
not going to survive this. It's going to be below freezing for six or so hours, and so it's just not going to be good.
I moved a couple of my houseplants out just because, you know,
the
get
nice
the airflow
weather,
and
right.
all that. Yeah, so you just got to remember to bring them back in.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Yeah, don't forget.
Don't forget because
they're not forgiving.
especially if they're starting to get used to that too, and it just shocks. Yeah, they're
Well,
not
how
forgiving.
sad is it that that this cold weather doesn't kill those stupid purple flowers and dandelions in my yard, huh? Huh?
Oh yeah, they
kills
they,
everything
they
else.
like it. Yeah,
They're there for the pollinators.
they are. They
Oh,
are. Yes.
gosh.
Yeah,
I always
they-
forget
they
about
do.
the pollinators.
Yes, yeah, I know.
I
Yeah,
treat my
bees-
whole yard. I have an acre, and it's like 380 feet deep. It's not super wide, but it is deep. And my kids have like a four-wheeler track way at the back of the property. And it's just like, I don't know, a circle. And in the center of that circle, that's my pollinator circle. I don't spray that. I don't do anything. I let
It's a
them.
nice way to put
Does
it.
it stay back there? Does the pollinator things stay back there?
Yeah, for the
most
part. Yeah, because that's
You're
where their
keeping-
food source is.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so, I mean, they'll be up around the house on some of the flowers too, because that's just
Yeah.
part of them. And it's an important
That's what
part.
they do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I get that. I totally get that. But, you know, sometimes I think my neighbors are going to be mad because I got all that stuff in my yard.
Something else I want to say too, understand that this year we had a really hard winter. So expect to do some pruning on your butterfly bush. Expect to do some pruning on your roses. I've noticed my roses at home are kind of slow pushing out this spring, and there's some of
It's
the
all a little
canes
dieback.
that look like they may not push growth out this year. So I'm going to be patient for a little while, but I am probably going to have to get out there with a pair of pruners and clean any of that dead wood up that doesn't produce growth. Same thing with certain varieties of boxwood, like your paniculatas or your cone-shaped flowering boxwood. They're gonna be fine. But your endless summer, your
You mean
summer
hydrangeas, yeah.
sorry.
It's like-
Oh, what did
Well, I
say?
thought
said
you did say
boxwood.
boxwood.
Oh my gosh!
It's
yes,
okay.
I'm
You
sorry.
said
get it,
flowering
though.
boxwood. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at the
It
picture of the
has
boxwood.
the boxwood,
there,
yeah.
So, yes, hydrangeas. If you have one of the blue or the pink ones, it's the round circle. Those are in the Macrophylla family. Those are probably going to require some pruning this year. Again, it was a hard winter.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can dig up the pictures from where I trimmed mine a couple years ago, where I had been using head shears on it instead of going through and trimming it the proper way.
All right, Matt, give us the locations, numbers, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we have two Roars Nursery locations, 5357 Everhard Road in Canton and 7211 Portage Street in Maslin.
All right, guys. See you next Thursday.
Sounds good.
We'll see you then.